Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm going to be taking the Snaptain SP650 up for a flight review. Now, I already did an overview, table, review, unboxing of the SP650 a few days ago. So I'll try to remember to put a card up here to link you guys back to that if you missed that, because in that, if you want to, in that video, if you want to see everything that comes with it in the box, and just the general overview of the drone, go check that video out. But today we're going to take it up for its flight review. So I've already got an micro SD card inserted into the back of the drone here, so we can get some footage recorded on the from the drone. And you can see that the camera's actually pretty good on this from what I've seen in my previous couple test flights. One thing I did mention in the table review unboxing that wasn't completely accurate was I said this thing had a flight time of 24 minutes. That's actually a combined flight time. If you take both LiPo batteries and combine them, they advertise them at 12 minutes per battery. I think they didn't have that correct. I mentioned it to them, and they've updated the Amazon listing to reflect that it's 2 batteries, 12 minutes apiece. And it's nice to see a manufacturer actually have an accurate flight time. If anything, that flight time is slightly underestimated. I was getting 12 minutes and 40 seconds. That's including the LVC until it lands. So 12 minutes is right about where the LVC kicks in. You get around 40-45 seconds of flight time on top of that if you choose to fly it until it auto lands. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on the drone. The little on and off switches here on the side, down at the bottom I should say. And there's the red and green LEDs. You got red in the front and green in the back. I don't think I mentioned that in the in an unboxing. And I'm going to grab the controller here and go ahead and turn it on, and you do your typical binding sequence of up and down. I think it was down and to the right. Yep, that does the gyro calibration. Let's do that again. Hope that shows up in my head cam. If not, take my word for it. And then you want to go ahead and connect to the Wi-Fi. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to connect to the, if I can find my settings, to the Wi-Fi. And it may auto connect out here, and it has, because I've connected to it previously and the signal here is stronger than my house Wi-Fi. So we're connected to the Snaptain SP650, and then there's some other characters behind that on the Wi-Fi. And once you do that, then you go to the Snaptain app. It was a Snaptain, I believe it was a Snaptain Nova. It was an app. I put a screenshot of that into the original unboxing, and so you guys could see that, but if I remember, I'll put it here again. And then you just go into the start, and then you should get the feed, which I have right there in front of me. I'm not going to record just yet because I want to take it up, and if I can, I'm going to try to do the gestures that you do, a peace sign for photo and a hand flat out like this, like a stop, to do your video. We'll try that. It's awfully windy right now, so I don't know how well that's going to work for me, because it's difficult. You have to get it relatively close to you and get it to stay still, and with this wind, that's going to be difficult. We'll give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it's just because of the wind. I did it the other day and it does work. It's just you need a rather calm day to do that, and so we'll have to see if it works or not. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and do an auto takeoff. So I'm going to press back up here, guys, and we'll press the auto takeoff button here. Now there are 3 speed rates in the table review. I wasn't sure if there was 2 or 3. And then there's the middle rate. And then there's the highest rate. As you can see, the yaw does increase in speed. And of course the pitch. With it being awfully windy, I'm going to go on the highest rate, I believe. I want to stay in that. I say I believe because we'll see. I might decide to go into the middle. I found that the intermediate or the middle rate is usually, this right here is usually the easiest for most flying situations, because it really, look at that, that's not bad. If you go to the highest, look, it really whips around. So you can, if you're not very experienced, you could lose your orientation unless you're paying attention. Really, your FPV feed will help with that, but if you're just flying line of sight, which I usually am, even with these apps connected, I usually don't look at the FPV feed as much as I probably should. So again, the middle rate is probably the best for most people, but on a day like today, I'm going to make sure I'm in the highest rate just so I got the most pitch to fight that wind. So I'm going to try to bring it forward here and see if we can do that. I've got the camera raised all the way up. It's going to be awfully tough. Let's see if I can bring it over here but I can get it kind of sheltered away from this wind. It's going to be tough. You have to tap the little icon, which I got it now on the app, the little hand symbol there, and then you can bring it, you know, then you can use the hand controls. It's going to be tough. I don't think we're going to have luck today because I'm not going to be able to keep it. I got my hand up, and no, it's so windy. Let's see, I got my hand up here again. No. The lighting here too, I'm in the shade, might be also causing the problem. It's just that wind. Yeah, it's too windy, guys. So I'm gonna bring it over here and do an auto landing. Just press that land button and it's gonna come on down. Land it there in the grass. It's gonna flip over. These little drones always do that. So I'm gonna just land it so I can easier sync up my video, and I'm gonna go ahead and just start recording with the controller. You can start recordings with this with the controller or the app. Both of them will record to the SD card as long as you have one inserted. So let's go ahead and I'll walk down here and set it down in front of my pool. It's really hot today too. Makes me wish I had not closed my pool yet. Let me make sure I get this little door, little battery door, popped open on me a little bit. Set that down. We'll back up over here. And I'm going to go ahead and press a long press on the photo video button, and that does your recording. And now I'm recording. So now we'll record that to the SD card. It does also record, I believe the other day it recorded a copy to my phone. Don't use that unless you just want to preview it, because that will have some frozen or dropped frames, and the SD card recording didn't. So let's go ahead and we'll take off. I want to try to get a photo or two here too, guys, so I may stop this in a moment so we can at least get a photo, because the pictures were actually awfully good. They were pretty darn good photos. The video has a little jello, not a lot. Now it's awfully windy today, so it could make it a little bit worse, but it was pretty good. And the camera it's a 1080p camera. You don't see that on toys very much, and it's a legitimate 1080p. I've already checked it on my computer. It's 25 frames per second, which is, you know, that's acceptable. You'd like to see 30, but it's not terrible. You know you're recording when these lights here are flashing. The green lights in the rear are flashing, so we're recording video. When I record, I'm going to test out these little features this drone has. The one thing I mentioned in the table review is it has this auto yaw, is what I call it. I've seen this on a few drones. It also has a circle mode, which I didn't realize at the time I was doing the unboxing. And we'll show you both of those. A quick press here will do the yaw, and you can see it just spins like a top. And then just a right stick input will stop that. That's the easiest I found, is just press the right stick. If you can tap the yaw button, or the auto yaw button, and stop it too. But the circling mode is a long press. It's not circle me, but it's a circle mode. And you have to long press it to stop it, or again, you can use the right stick, which I find is, of course, much easier. So, get it out from you a little ways, and then hold down that button, and you can see now it's gonna circle. It's kind of, basically it's doing funnels, like an auto funnel. And it does it pretty good, as you can see. I did a really good job. Let's do that again. It does really nice funnels, or circles. Bring it over here so we can kind of get downwind. Well, there's the yaw. I did the quick press again. Let's get over here, long press, and then there is the funnels. They're not super tight ones, but it's basically a circle mode. Go ahead and cancel it out so it doesn't blow away on me. Those both work really well. If you want to do that funnel mode, you know, and you don't know how to do it yourself, just go ahead and do that long press, and it works really well. The auto yaw is more gimmicky. There's not much reason to do that, but the funnel mode's pretty cool. And you know, to do that yourself, you're just gonna go up like this, and in turn you can do funnels like that yourself. As you can see, that was a lot tighter funnel I was doing myself. Do that again. You can see you can do funnels like this. yaw over and then give it some roll and pitch input, and you can do it yourself. But when you're just starting out, those kind of maneuvers are not something that a person usually knows how to do, and then you might want to do it using that button. All right, I'm going to bring it on down here, and we'll stop recording because I want to take a few photos. So let's go ahead and land it here. It's going to probably tip over. It usually does. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and do a long press and stop recording. These little drones like this have a very difficult time landing without tipping over, but it didn't do too bad. I mean, sometimes, let me fix the landing gear. I didn't attach the landing gear properly with the screws. I should have. It does a pretty good job, the landing gear, staying in place, but sometimes, you know, it's always better to put those screws in because sometimes they do want to pop loose, but they're pretty snug without those screws. But I would recommend if you purchase this drone that you do attach those with the little screws that they provide. So usually it lands pretty good, you know, it lands okay and tips, but sometimes it will land fine. But you know, these little drones are notorious for tipping over, especially on a windy day like today. It just hops along and the wind pushes it. Your best chance of landing properly is going to be on a calm day. So let's go ahead and set it down. And let's do a few 360 flips, and then I want to take some photos. So I haven't shown you guys the flips, and we're going to get, you know, we have about 12 minutes of flight time, so we should have plenty of time to do everything. Let's go ahead and see if I can unlock the props down. Both sticks down and out is what unlocked it, and both sticks down and in stops. So we can do some manual takeoff here, and just give it some throttle. So if you don't want to do the auto takeoff, you can do that. Let's do a few flips. The flip button in the direction you want to flip. It flips pretty good. It loses a little altitude, but that's okay. I mean, it's not the greatest flipper, but I've seen much worse. We'll go to a right flip. Let's see if we can bring it over here. There we go. And a left flip. Looks pretty good. There you go. All right, let's see if we can get that photo taken here. It's going to be tough with this wind, but I'll give it a try. Okay, we got caught a little break in the wind here. Bring it forward. Let's do a couple photos, guys. I don't have my shirt on from that I usually try to wear my channel shirt, but I don't have it on today. Take another photo. All right, guys, so let's bring it over here again. Let's try to take another photo here. Let's try that again. There's a bit of a delay at times when you take the photo. Sometimes, oh, it's recording video again. I must have long pressed. Let's try that again. I must have held the button in too long. Let's try another photo here. There we go. All right. So we got a couple photos there. Hopefully it'll show up decent. Let's take it up a little bit and take one photo with the sun at its back. Because I'm afraid taking that photo with the shade here and the sun behind it might have caused some issues, because that's tough on a camera. Let's get it up here and take a photo off to the east. There we go. We'll see how that turns out. Bring it on down. Yeah, again, the photos turned out pretty good. I just mistakenly was recording there again. I must have long pressed the button too long, I should say. And I accidentally was recording instead of taking another photo. You can't take a photo while you're recording, so that's why I wanted to come on down and stop. Let's go ahead and land it again. Oh, almost had it, and then a wind gust took it and it flipped over. I should have tried just landing that manually and see if I could do it any better than the auto landing. Let's go ahead and take it up one more time and get a little more video. So let's do a long press, and we're recording. Let's go ahead and do the auto takeoff again. Let's just take it up and see if we can get a little bit of a video here facing east. It's not. I'm not going to take it very high. It's very windy. But not too bad. Like I said, you know, it's not stabilized, and there is a little bit of jello. You can tilt that camera down if you want to look at the ground. I like to keep it. The cameras usually I like to have them tilted up as much as I can, because when you're flying forward and you got that pitch going like this, you're gonna be looking at the ground the whole time if you don't have that camera facing up as high as you can. So I'm not gonna range test this drone. Some people are big range testers. I'm not, unless it's a GPS drone, because if you push this thing out a little ways and it breaks connection, it does cut the motors and it's just gonna drop, and then you have to go find it, or, you know, my luck here, I end up with it on top of someone's house. The GPS drones, I like to do that if I remember to. I know I'm not always the best about it, but those, at least, you know, whenever they break connection, they're gonna fly back. They're gonna fly back and home and land. But on a altitude hold manual flyer like this, you're not going to have that luxury. So I believe the advertised range though, and this was like, I think it was 70 meters. It's just okay. It's not great, but most people are not going to push a little drone like this real far away. You're going to keep it relatively close. Now, there is some telemetry in the app here. I'm not doing a screen recording, but you can take my word for it. It's going to be difficult to see it, but there's a battery meter, and it shows it yellow, and it's 2 bars. And now we've hit low battery, one red bar. And when it does that, the controller starts that annoying beep, but at least it's letting you know that the battery is getting low. The FPV feed, I didn't mention that, is pretty good. It does drop some frames, it does freeze a little bit, but it's not like super laggy. It's about as good as you'll see on a Wi-Fi. I mean, I've seen a few better, but most are what's worse. So it's not super laggy. Of course, the farther away you get, the worse it's going to be. But right now, the lag is very acceptable for a Wi-Fi flyer. So you can definitely fly this by FPV if you keep it close. All right, guys. So that should be around 12 minutes there. You know, I flew it in similar wind the other day, and that's what I was getting. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and stop recording the video. Oh, I took a picture there now. I guess I finally got it stopped. Let's see if I can do a long press. I think I don't know. I was recording video, but the thing is now we've got low voltage, so the red and green are all flashing. So we'll have to see. The video is no longer recording. Let's go ahead and just bring it down myself manually and see if I can keep it from flipping. Almost. Just about had it, but it did go ahead and flip on me. A little bit at least. So that's a low voltage. Sometimes that can throw people off. Of course, the red blinks with it. When you just got the green flashing lights, you know that is actually recording. So we'll see. Hopefully that last video got saved. If not, there's still plenty I got early on. So you'd know it or not in this video by now whether that video was recorded, because when you don't remember to stop recording on these feeds, lots of times you lose the footage. Now your chances of that happening are a little less because of the SD card. Those may not corrupt, but when you're recording a Wi-Fi feed and you don't stop, those almost always end up corrupted and unsalvageable. So, all right, guys. Well, that wraps up the flight review of the Snaptain SP650. Hope you guys enjoyed that little flight. There's a purchase link in the description to this drone on Amazon to Snaptain. I said the Snaptain's a good seller, so they'll take good care of you. If there's any coupons or whatever, I'll let you know. Sometimes they have a coupon you can clip. I don't know the cost of this offhand, so I don't even want to venture a guess. Anyway, that should wrap this review up, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you know when I do upload new videos, so that you know that I've uploaded something or you may forget. And as always, guys, have a great day.
The power of the dark side.